Hi guys, hope you're doing great. Time check is 7:44 a.m. So I've got some time before I face my work and I justify my urgent daily 2K. All right. So while I was just getting dressed this morning, something hit me and I said I was going to share with us. I honestly think that some married men and married women need to consciously make certain confessions. Yes, some married men and women need to consciously make or confess certain things and be intentional about it. You know, we say that the words we speak, they are life, right? They are spirit and they are life. And I believe that what you say consistently becomes your reality. So I said that, I just thought to myself that a lot of, or some married men and women need to intentionally confess, say, I will not be the reason my wife will be sad. I will not be the reason my husband will be angry. I will not be the reason my wife will have emotional breakdown or be emotionally traumatized by my actions, and I would not be the reason my children will suffer. I will not labor for a side chick. I will not invest in a side chick. It may sound, funny, but this is something that some people, I believe, need to, consciously say to themselves and consciously walk towards. We have so much, should I say, glorified side chickism. We have so much, promoted the side chick of a thing. And some girls are actually bragging, gloating about being side chicks, some married men. But what is bad is bad. Now, I just thought of something, right? And this, when it comes to marriage is a very serious thing. I have said this time and time again. And one thing is, everything that God institutes, everything that God does, everything that God puts in place, the devil fights tooth and nail to destroy it or to make it look bad. But if we are conscious of this fact, then as married people, you will do everything within your power to see that you do not even cause that break in your marriage, as a married man or as a married woman. Some time ago, there's this guy I met who lied to me about his marital status. But I knew deep down in my heart of hearts that this uncle was married. Uncle said he was single, very single like me. But I just knew, something in me just told me this man is lying. He's telling lies. And he will call me at certain time of the day and all of that. So one day, I decided to call him at a very ungodly hour. Yes, so I called him about 12 a.m. Uncle didn't pick. I did this like 3 consecutive times. And I asked, I said, oh, he was sleeping, his phone was on silent mode, blah, 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 blah. But I knew that he couldn't have picked his call at that time because Madame would be sleeping beside him or next to him. And then I was so, bent on throwing him his sin at his face. So I did my FBI work, found the wife on social media, on Facebook and Instagram, and I saw that, well, he's married. I don't know about being happily married. And that day I did a screenshot of the wife's picture, the wife and the kids picture, and him in it, and sent to him. I said, liars, liars. There's a place for liars. And he came and apologized, this one, that one. I said, I'm not interested, but I was so bent on doing that FBI to prove him wrong. Now, There is this woman in the Bible that, when I think about her, I said this one carry her husband's matter for head. Yeah, some of us may not like her because of what she did in the Bible, but that is the kind of wife we should be as women and as wives to our husbands. I'm not married yet. I'm thinking, I'm calling things that be not as though they are, right? Good. So this woman is called Jezebel. Let's read about her. So I'm going to start from so I'll give a background to the story. So we know that King Ahab, the husband to Jezebel, wanted to buy a piece of land from Naboth, but Naboth refused to sell the garden to him. Now, if you read First Kings 21 from verse 2, that's where the story started. But where I'm interested in is when King Ahab came back home and he was troubled. He even refused to eat. And his wife, his darling, beloved wife, Jezebel, said. So Ahab went home angry and sullen because of Naboth's answer. The king went to bed with his face to the wall and refused to eat. So the king came back after he had had that conversation with Naboth, and he refused to eat. Probably the wife Jezebel prepared very delicious ewedu or begiri with amala or fokazi or whatever tribe she may be from, maybe their native soup. And the king said, even his favorite, he said no, he's not eating, and he went to bed facing the wall. And the wife said, what in the world is the matter? His wife Jezebel asked him, what has made you so upset that you are not eating? I asked Ahab to sell me this vineyard or to trade it, and he refused. Ahab told her, are you not the king of Israel or not? Jezebel asked, get up and eat. Don't worry about it. I will get you Naboth's vineyard. So she wrote letters in Ahab's name, sealed them with his seal, and sent them to the elders and other leaders of the city where Naboth lived. In her letter, she commanded, call the citizens together for fasting and praying, and give Naboth a place of honor. Find 2 scoundrels who will accuse him of cursing God and the king. Then take him out and stone him to death. So the elders and other leaders followed the instructions Jezebel had written in the letters. They called for a fast and put Naboth at a prominent place before the people. Then 2 scoundrels accused him before all the people of cursing God and the king. So he was dragged out of the city and stoned to death. The city officials then sent word to Jezebel, Naboth has been stoned to death. When Jezebel heard the news, she said to Ahab, you know the vineyard Naboth wouldn't sell you? Well, you can have it now. He is dead. So this woman, Jezebel, I love her so much because she carried her husband's matter on her head. When her husband came and was troubled and could not, eat, and was, and could not sleep, she took up that matter and wrote a letter in Ahab's name, instructing the people in Naboth's city or state or country, telling them to fast, and order 2 scoundrels, maybe 2 mischievous people, to just accuse him. And the moment they did that, they dragged Naboth out of the city and stoned him. Apparently, the people she sent on that errand did not know that Jezebel had an ulterior motive, and the agenda was to kill Naboth. Or maybe they knew, but my point is that which her husband so much desired and couldn't get by himself, the wife stepped in and said, don't worry, this will become yours. And she said, you see that land that Naboth refused to sell to you? Now you can have it because he is dead. I have cleared the obstacle from the way. That is how marriage should be. That you're carrying your husband's mat on your head, that you're carrying your wife's mat on your head, not to kill people, oh, not to destroy people, not to harm people, not to, bring down people, but that you carry your husband's matter on your head, you carry your wife's matter on your head for the good of your marriage, for the good of two of you. I said that when I started this video, that some married men and some married women need to consciously make certain confessions about not causing their partner pain, about not being an oppressor to their partners, about not causing their husband or their wives emotional trauma, emotional pain, and the rest of it. And this is how to do it. Know that whatever you're doing will affect your husband, whatever you're doing will affect your wife and your children in the long run. There's certain things that I see some married men do, there's certain things I see some married women do, and I'm like, how did you get to that point that you're thinking of evil to do to your husband? You're thinking of how to, you want to hurt your wife emotionally, physically. I shudder when I see some men hitting their wives, pregnant wives. I shudder and I cringe when I see some women doing all sorts. I will show him. What are you showing him? You want to just be wicked to that man. You want to be wicked to that woman. That is not supposed to be. This is your partner. This is your... the Bible says that two shall become one. This is your part. This is you. You want to hurt that man. You want to hurt that woman. You're hurting yourself indirectly. So please, in this light, I would please advise that you seek the best interest of your partner. Seek the best interest of your husband. Seek the best interest of your wife. I know that sometimes we humans can be very selfish and we just place our interests, our desires above the interests and the desires of the other person and the good of the marriage or good of the other person. But this is something we need to be deliberate about. When that woman is throwing herself at you and you are married, sir, be bold, man up to tell her, no, I love my wife and I will not do this to her. Even when you have friends that are, talking to you about, having fun with other women, tell them if it means you losing those relationships or those friendships, it's better for you to lose, worthless friendships with people who are encouraging you to cause your wife pain or cause your husband pain. When you go on those trips and your friends, your male friends organize ladies for you, tell them no way. Let them call you Jew man. Let them say that sabi waiting day. It's better than you hurting your wife or hurting your husband. Let them call you a Jew woman or a Jew wife. Yes, answer. All right, so I hope you were able to pick a thing or two from this particular video. Until I come your way again in another video, have a wonderful day. Bye for now.